Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Starts with tragedy on Detroit's east side. An early morning fire tearing through a two-story home. The people inside unable to escape. Good to have you with us here at noon. We begin right there with that fire near Mount Elliott and East Grand Boulevard. Our Sean Lay is on the scene this afternoon, learning more about exactly what happened here and how neighbors tried to help, Sean.
They did, and we'll get to that important point. We're also learning a lot more about who was lost here, an important part of the community. You can already see balloons even past the tape here as investigators are inside trying to figure out what caused this fire. But if you look behind me here, all the way up to the top floor, that's where the fire originated here. And I tell you what, family members are here, of course, an extremely emotional time for them. I want to show you a photo of the woman who was lost here today. That's Catherine Hickman. She's 96 years old. She would have turned 97 this May, her family tells me. Extremely active with her family and with her church. She worked for Ford Motor Company for years. Today, she was lost in this fire around 5 a.m. along with her son, Dirk Hickman. He was in his 50s. Our cameras were here early this morning, like I say, around 5. Fire department, as you mentioned, Jason, flagged down by a motorist who saw the fire, and there was a fire engine nearby. Firefighters came, they went right in right away. They went upstairs. Hickman's son was discovered. Again, he was in his 50s. He did not survive. On the first floor was Mrs. Hickman. Now here's Detroit Fire Chief James Harris when we asked him about a possible cause to the fire.
At this point, we don't know. Like I said, we're in our preliminary stages of our investigation. We do know they were overcome by smoke. One victim was on the first floor, one victim was on the second floor.
All right, back here live, we continue to talk to family members. And again, Jason, extremely emotional for them because she was 96, the leader of this family, incredibly sharp, incredibly active. She just took a trip to Antigua with her nephew in December. So we're talking about someone who is extremely important to the family and the community. We're also learning that Mrs. Hickman moved in here in the early 60s, and in this East Side neighborhood, she was the first African-American family to move into the neighborhood. She's always stayed here with her son, and today just tragedy. So much more about her and how important she is to the family and community, along with her son. Back to you.
Boy, she does have an amazing story. You're right, Sean, and it's such a tragic loss for that neighborhood. Wow. We appreciate it. We've also learned that crash in Walled Lake Wednesday night that killed a 13-year-old girl was caused by a car fleeing a traffic stop. Police say a driver ran a red light, slamming into two other vehicles near West Maple and Decker Roads. Two people in the fleeing car ran away and still haven't been caught. A 51-year-old Commerce Township mother and her two daughters, ages 13 and 10, were in one of those other vehicles. The teen died. Her 10-year-old sister and mother remain in the hospital. The two other people that were also hurt are expected to make a full recovery. A new report found there were nearly 3,700 anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. last year. That's the most since the Anti-Defamation League began recording them in 1979. According to the ADL's report, incidents include assault, vandalism, and harassment. In 2022, there were also it was a 69% increase in attacks against visibly identifiable Orthodox Jews. According to FBI hate crime figures, American Jews are disproportionately affected by hate crimes compared to other religious groups. President Biden now in Canada for talks with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on major world issues. The president arriving at Canada yesterday, his first visit as president, and it's now underway. White House officials say the trip is meant to discuss the neighboring countries' close diplomatic and economic and security ties. The White House spokesperson says the meeting is a meaningful one. We'll hear more this afternoon as Biden is set to address the Canadian Parliament in Ottawa. All right, let's get you up to date with some Friday weather and what's headed our way this afternoon, or I should say this weekend, as we look out over Ann Arbor and downtown Detroit. Doesn't look too bad there, but Oh boy, maybe another Michigan roller coaster ride for us as we bring in Ashley Barresi.
Well, you can certainly say that as we're taking a look at satellite with our 4D exact track. We have some clearing up in the northern part of lower Michigan, but still some thick cloud cover from about Saginaw southward past the state line. But this still is a little promising that maybe we'll see a few breaks in the clouds before the sun sets today, as the motion of this shows that this is the clearing line from north to south. And so we will have some clearing heading into at least the afternoon, but then we're tracking another weather maker that's going to bring some significant precipitation tonight going into tomorrow. Temperatures right now definitely on the cool side in the wake of a passing cold front. 38 here in Detroit, but even Columbus is at 40, Chicago 42, so cooler temperatures draping the upper Midwest. As we take a live look at the downtown skyline, 38 here in the city, 37 in Howell, 36 in Pontiac, and 38 in Adrian with a light northeasterly breeze. So if you're heading out and about this afternoon or maybe have dinner plans out, we will be in the low 40s and we'll have partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. We will be timing out when the rain and some wet snowflakes mix in. But if you have outdoor plans this weekend, I'll tell you what, you're going to want our Forewarn weather app. So make sure you download it today if you haven't done so already. You can track radar on the go. It's accurate for free. Do it today.
All right, Ashley. So what's next for the popular social media app TikTok? Members of Congress spent 5 hours grilling, and I mean grilling, the company's CEO yesterday over the app's ties to China and its potential to serve up harmful content to minors. Now, as NBC's Chris Pallone reports, the concerns have lawmakers on both sides of the aisle talking about banning TikTok entirely.
TikTok CEO and some of its content creators spent much of this week in Washington meeting with individual members of Congress, trying to convince them that using the Chinese-owned app is safe and secure. But it appears that appeal did not have any effect.
Do you expect this committee?
On Capitol Hill, a bipartisan barrage.
What your relationship is with the Communist Party.
You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app.
TikTok CEO Shu Chu trying to ease concerns the app's parent company ByteDance could be forced to share Americans' private user data with the Chinese Communist Party.
ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government. It's a private company.
Chu detailing efforts by TikTok to store all American data on American servers and pointing out the company has 7,000 U.S. employees.
Congressman, I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data. They have never asked us. We have not provided.
Well, you know what? I find that actually preposterous.
Many already skeptical lawmakers walked away unconvinced.
I don't trust anything that was being said in there about who has access to the data.
Users who have built communities on TikTok and even make money from it fear it all could disappear in a flash.
We can solve the issues without taking away something so precious to us all.
But some lawmakers say the threats posed by TikTok are just one small part of a new world of data privacy and disinformation nightmares, which won't be solved by banning just one app.
Let's talk about all social media companies, what the harms are, and then write federal legislation to deal with those issues instead of scapegoating TikTok.
Now, 150 million American TikTok users watch and wait. After the hearing, TikTok issued a statement complaining that the day was dominated by political grandstanding. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Still to come here on the Noon, the fight over wetlands in Macomb County, while the state attorney general is now getting involved. Plus, the surprising person who might be serving your next cup of Starbucks coffee. But first, time is up. The decision thousands of GM employees had to make by noon today. We'll tell you about that.